The Moon, Earth's natural satellite. It has been observed by humans since we first looked at the sky. Since we first saw it, we have created conspiracies that surround it more heavily than its own atmosphere. Some of the most well-known conspiracies state that the moon is made of cheese and that aliens live on the moon. All of those theories show how much we gape in awe at the moon. The less we understand something, the more we make up our own explanations. Only recently did we ever find out what was on the moon. In 1969, NASA landed Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong on the moon. Not only was this one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, as Neil Armstrong put it, but it was also the beginning of the end for the space race. Ever since 1957, the Americans and the Soviets had been trying to get ahead of each other in space technology. In 1975, 5 years after the first moon landing, the first American spaceship docked with the Soviet one. Sadly, this connection did not end the Cold War, which ended much later in 1991 with the fall of the Soviet Union. But what if all of this never happened? What if the moon was never there? First off, America would have never won the space race. This would have given the communists a boost in popularity in Russia, and the Soviet Union might not have dissolved. This would also extend the Cold War for many more years. Meanwhile, in America, NASA would have been a failure, and it would not have received the same funding that it did. This means that the Soviets would probably have achieved all of the space wonders such as the International Space Station, Hubble Space Telescope, and the Mars rover. But enough politics. What would happen to the Earth if the moon suddenly disappeared? The most obvious difference would be the absence of tides. Tides happen when the moon's gravity pulls water towards it. The difference is not noticeable on a small scale, but in an ocean, the difference can be many feet. Without tides, many crustaceans, such as mussels and clams, would have a hard time living. They rely on being underwater sometimes and being above it at other times. The only tide we would experience would be from the sun. Something that you might not know is that the Earth used to be spinning a lot faster, but with the presence of tides, the moon has been slowing down the Earth over the past 2 to 3 billion years. This eventually will end with a day matching the moon's orbit, 1 month. Without the moon, our rotation would still be fast, about 6 hours. If you ever want to know what happens to a planet that spins that fast, look at Jupiter. Its spin causes massive winds. With these winds on Earth, anything that would get blown over in the wind, tall trees, lightweight animals, would probably not be able to survive. Who knows? Maybe these winds would stop humans from evolving the same way. Maybe we evolved with 4 legs for extra stability, or claws. Another effect of the Earth's new rotation would be a much higher centripetal force. Right now, the Earth has a slight bulge around its equator because of that force. On the new Earth, this bulge will be more pronounced. Another side effect of this centrifugal force would have to do with weight. Centripetal force pulls you away from the center of the object. You can see this if you spin a bucket with water in it on a string. The water in the bucket does not fall out. Another example is a loop on a roller coaster. Instead of feeling like you're falling out of the roller coaster, you're pushed into your seat. Since we are now being pulled away from the Earth with much more force than before, gravity has less of an effect on this. Since gravity would be lessened, your weight would be less. So if you ever wanted to lose weight, get rid of the moon a few billion years ago. But remember, when you get back from your time travels, the people you see will not look the same. Have a good day. Just wanted to say one more thing. I'm starting high school this week, so my videos are going to be taking a lot longer to make than the last month. And thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.